Good, running around a lot. It's super exciting times, wrapping my head around agents and memory, and it's sparking a huge amount of imagination and dreaming and
Yep.
ideation of different possible futures. This weekend was riffing in my mind on the idea of building an AI talent agency and then
Yeah.
also building out a whole ecosystems where agents like reality TV for agents, where agents can talk to each other. There can be competitions, also which agents can collaborate best.
Okay.
And then I'm really interested in playing with the whole idea of giving agents life by making them work for the tokens that they need to exist.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
So that
Yeah.
will give it motivation, right? Because if it can't make enough money, it's just going to die.
Yeah. You cannot do whatever you want because resources are limited,
So you
and
give it some
that
initial budget and then try
yeah.
and help it along. But the different agents have to make their own way through the world. And then you can imagine agentic artists and stuff. It could be fun. And I think getting the agents to self-optimize, it started from the whole idea of like, I don't want to give it access to my wallet and have it run up stupid bills, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, okay, so if you give it a fixed budget, and then it needs to learn how to live within the budget that it has. So for example, I can imagine naturally if it's running out of tokens, but it's got to run it until the end of the month, the response time could get slower.
Yeah.
And things like this, even simple tweaks, but get it to be more conscious and manage its own budget.
Yeah. I like that. That sounds what we need to orchestrate agents better, because now they're just spending,
Yeah.
and that's and there's also the incentive system of the overlords, the Anthropics and the Open AI. It's like, yeah, just let us give you agents that can do more. Yeah, but they're not conscious in the way that should I? What should I do? Instead of what crazy stuff can I come up with?
So yeah, and I think it's really exciting times because a lot of things that I've been planning and dreaming of for 10 years and things that I read in science fiction books in the 80s and 90s are suddenly becoming possible.
Yeah, yeah, we can really reshape a lot of things, how we do things, and not just for individuals, but as a society. Like,
Yes.
how do we organize a society, and what roles do all the different uh, contributors have? There's a lot of because we're so stuck in the world that we live in and how the world works, that we get this tendency, like, but that's the way it is. No, it's not necessarily the way it is. As in, it's not. We can change this.
Yes. Reality has been different before, it's going to be different in the future. The question
Yeah,
is how quickly and how effectively we're going to change and how much misery there will be between the different modes.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm really excited. Also, I think a key thing that I'm really excited also is that this finally really has the opportunity to bring computing from the realm of necessary and maybe not painful at best to joyful and enjoyable. I
yeah,
mean, you have that with creative programs or for sure with games, but I think that should be the default.
yeah,
I've been saying for years that aiming for good usability is not good enough. I want joy, right? It
yeah,
should be pleasant and fun to use the software. And with
yeah,
agents where you can interact with language, and I think when these things start having personalities and stuff, we can give people a much more joyful experience of interacting with digital technology.
yeah. And but also, like, also the deeper joy, not the superficial joy at the dopamine rush. What I really like, and what I sort of played around with very, very lightly, like Carpety had this. sort of wisdom council of AI agents that can work as a board of directors or advisors. So I started creating a council of philosophers. So why can I not share ideas or challenges with philosophers, and then the council assembles itself around what it knows about me and about my challenge, and then it shows me at least different perspectives. And because I think moving into the space of philosophy, I think that that will create a very rich experience for people, because it's so far away for most people, that it's like, yeah, it's like reading a book. It doesn't help me today. Yeah, but if you make this a habit, and if you have a philosophical perspective, it's like a Socratic dialogue, um, that could be very rich and fun.
So, and this is where my idea of, well, where do you get these agents from? So, I want to build a talent agency
Hmm.
for these agents so you can hire them,
Yeah,
right? All of these things, all of this deep thought, now we know it's going to cost tokens, and the deeper you want it,
yeah,
the more tokens it costs. And also, it's not a key part of building that personality, is building the layered memory.
yeah,
So the agent, it's not just a set of prompts and a model, it's also a memory.
yeah,
So yeah, that's what I'm playing with, building a little informal distributed study group, think group for this. I don't know if you're interested. Happy to
yeah,
invite
definitely.
you. And yeah, tell me, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so I'm curious about the AI engineer position that you are looking for, because this is basically the path I'm on, and it's a path I'm traveling not alone, but with other people that who are on a similar path, but coming from different directions. So I come from a product perspective. So like I've always worked with software developers. I've never been a software developer, but now I can create product um, by creating software, and it introduced me to the space of software craftsmanship without writing code. And so I'm trying to understand what makes a software craftsman, and how far from that am I, and who do I need to guide me on that journey. So I have a friend, Michael, who comes from the DevOps side, and like we are exploring this space together. Like, what are the roles that are required to build software, build products in this new way. So I'm, yeah, very curious to see if this is something we can collaborate on with you, and see if we can create value for coherence.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, we are building out from our side. We're building out the team. We're pre-money, so
Yep,
we're basically. I'm looking for two kinds of people. One is senior people that can work for equity,
yep,
and I'm also searching. I might have some leads. I want to hire a few junior engineers to train up in Eastern Europe or India that can work for 1,000 or 2,000 a month to do to help with the grunt work. Because it turns out
yep,
AI, no, not AI, bug fixing, da da da. There is still a whole chunk of AI babysitting work.
yep,
Maybe I don't have. So what I realized is I don't have the. I'm not going to wrap my head around setting up a whole dark factory with all of this. I don't know if we need that. Uh, I recorded a Zoom. I can show you, but yeah. So that's where we are as the company.
yep,
In addition to this, so as part of this, I want to create a community of practice, study group, shared research group, just something really lightweight without giving birth to one more organization, create a lightweight collaboration. I think it's going to be a repo, a agent that we share, a Hermes agent that we share, and a Telegram group of people talking, and we'll meet up sometimes. And I think my proposal is I'm gonna start the group. Let's see, until people object, I'm gonna start it as CC0. You know what CC0 license is?
No.
Public domain, no rights reserved.
Okay.
Because this is the key thing, right? Like I'll tell you one area where I am a somewhat divergent. I don't believe in intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I'm an old school internet guy. Information wants to be free. Relationships are valuable. Ability to execute is valuable. Sure, your customer lists, right? You know, all of that is valuable. But ideas, especially technical ideas now, the most interesting things, I think, are best shared and are not, at least the things where I'm working on, I really want to focus on the business being the user experience, being the user experience, the journey, how people go through it. And I want to be compatible with many different technologies.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to work as openly as possible. So yeah, building a little group around that.
Awesome. Yeah. So I like the idea of getting juniors on board, and not necessarily because they're cheaper, but also because I think it's a interesting space to understand what does their learning journey look like with AI, because I think they will miss out on a lot of learning from writing themselves, making mistakes, and because it will be done for them, and the senior developers and leverage that knowledge to review things.
For me, I think, because I have 30 years, I was a developer for 10 years.
Yeah.
I think the key thing that you need to learn in the era of AI, and we have to think of how to pass through that knowledge, is which things you should be watching carefully and really be thoughtful of, because if you don't get them right, they'll ruin your life in the future, and which things you can ignore.
Yeah.
Right. So for example, I've been now vibe coding for 3 months, and I watch the core data models religiously, the data models in general, but especially the core data models. And I came up with a really good extensible data model, iterated it a few times. So it's one file in the whole Django project, which I've read top to bottom multiple times.
Yeah.
Or API URLs, a bit of security, that kind of stuff I keep an eye on, or how it's modularized, or telling it to refactor regularly so it doesn't stick CSS and colors and this and that. Telling it when to refactor. A lot of it, which by the way, in the bigger picture, could be put into a pipeline, right? Like there could be a run that once a month it goes through and checks refactoring points or something like this. Some of it could be automated, but that's where I think the wisdom of having been a professional developer is important. And it's an interesting question, like you say, how do we transfer that?
Yeah, how do we shape the new generation to become senior? And I think what you're describing is that checklist of being seniors. It's not lines of code written, but understanding the structure, the world of software development, and understanding what is important.
Yes, and which interconnections, which things tend to be fragile, which things when they break ruin your life, versus annoy one person a bit, right? So which things to worry about, which things to not worry about, and when.
And the general the thing that doesn't change is the discipline, like the like committing, documenting, like all the stuff that if something goes wrong you can fall back, and not just like hoping that everything will turn out right if you just follow the vibe.
On the plus side, when you apply discipline, you can have much more reliability and control over this, because you want a certain kind of documentation. You write this, you put it into an AI cron job, and it will go through, document, and update. Like, you can have perfectly updated documentation. This was my hallelujah after 30 years of fighting with developers, God forbid, SEs, about writing documentation. Just go write documentation for this module targeted at external users. Boom, I have documentation.
I have that all, like I have that running from the technical documentation to the end user documentation, and like, even this is a new function we could talk about on LinkedIn.
But then
to create a post.
Then the next level becomes, because I have the front end, this front end that we're running now is a React front end, and it's talking to this Django API backend. So I was having it write document, and then I was like, wait, I'm not reading this API documentation. And I told it, and I looked up how to get best practices to have AI write documentation for the other AI to read. So there is old things to learn, but then there is also, what's interesting, I think, is that it's become now much more of a Socratic thing than like niggly details of tech thing. So it's about how to ask the right questions and right follow-on questions.
And that's where the role of the traditional software developer changes, where just do what the Jira issue tells you to do, and step back and understand what the product does, why does it do this, why do we need this change. So it should trigger more questions instead of just give me instructions and I'll just code it. So it changes the scope of those roles.
Yeah. So, okay, so I've told you where we're at. On the one side, searching for people for the coherence company. On the other hand, searching for partners, people, organizations for shared learning. How does this sound? How do you think we can play?
Yeah, I would be interested, like, at the later stage, get into more detail on the role, and like what is the outcome, the output that is required, because
the output is a company that we can fundraise for in September. I don't have any. It's not researched yet, but I just kind of went, put my finger in the air, and I was like, I would like to raise 1 million at a 10 million valuation.
Yeah.
What do I need to show to be worth 1 million at a 10 billion valuation?
Yeah.
So that's what I need to reverse engineer.
Yeah, and then the question is, what is the software, what are the products you need that make up that?
I can walk you through, or I can send you the walkthrough that I did with Vinod that's interested in it. So we have this user interface needs to be polished, cleaned up, debugged, mostly done. Then there is a synthesis publishing pipeline for this, which is, I'm told in alpha, I need to test it so that this video gets published, which means, doesn't just mean upload to YouTube. It means make a cover, make the post, make the all of this. And then is the agentic stuff.
Yeah.
So setting up agents, setting up the memory. So all of these conversations, according to questions, go into memory. The agents The agents have that we're building has two functionalities or two legs that it stands on. One is retrieval from this corpus body that's created through the conversations. So who at this event is talking about this, match me with somebody. And the other one is herding cats. So actually getting people through. You should talk to this person. Can I set up a meeting for you? And there, the interesting thing is how to figure out to make the agent feel like a human concierge, not one more pop-up notification you're going to ignore.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking to build by summer.
By summer. Okay.
And right now, my thinking is focus now on things which are for public publication.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can always say no, then it just gets deleted, but it's either up on YouTube or, I mean, it could be a private channel on YouTube, but in any case, it's for public things. And then we fundraise to create the version that is secure and people can have private things, as well as the ongoing development. I think, and if we can get a whole bunch of people interested, get some initial sales, for the public version, that will create a good story also why we need the money from developers, from investors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you say you have a recording of a walkthrough that I can take a look at.
And I'll send it to you also. I'll make a summary. So there is for development, there is all pieces to work on, from just the general getting this software going and working and making it all function, to figuring out the agentic and memory stuff. I will, if you send me are you interested generally in this study group potentially?
Yeah, also, yeah.
So send me your GitHub ID and I'll send you info on it. I'll say into the GitHub thing, you can see what I'm working there, because I think this is going to be a good way for us to collaborate. If we can have a GitHub repo, this is all about for specs and research documents and things like this, right? And then you can run Claude over my research. You can compare it to your research, Claude, or whatever your AI.
Yeah.
Right. The agent will be next step, but what I'm thinking is I'm going to set up administrative agents. So they're not going to be, the default agents won't be doing deep research. It'll be running on a cheap model. And then if you want to go and do cheap research, deep research, or do like real work, you check out the repo, look at all of the documents, and work with your AI in your workflow.
Yeah. Okay. I shared my my Twitter, my GitHub handle, and then if you can share more information, I can take a look at it.
Okay, so I will share that with you, and let's talk again in a few days.
Yep, sounds good.
Great. All right.
Okay, great talking to you again.